No. Thank you, Mr President. Mr President, there has never been a government that has delivered as much infrastructure and investment in Western Sydney as the Liberal Nationals government in New South Wales. Those opposite might not like this fact, but that doesn't stop it from being true. As Parliamentary Secretary for Western Sydney, I thought I'd use this opportunity to outline a few of the transformational projects this government has delivered or is delivering in Western Sydney. In health infrastructure alone, our record is second to none. We are building a new hospital in Rouse Hill and in Bankstown. Additionally, the Nepean, Blacktown, Mount Druitt, Westmead, Campbelltown and Liverpool hospitals are all being or have been upgraded. Over $7 billion has been invested in health and these critical health infrastructure upgrades in Western Sydney since we were elected. A proud record of investment for Western Sydney. On top of this hospital investment, 5 new ambulance superstations for Western Sydney have been funded. Under the Western Sydney Infrastructure Plan, the New South Wales Government is currently providing around $900 million for major road upgrades in Western Sydney. These roads include the Northern Road, Bringelly Road, the new M12 motorway at the Aerotropolis and the Warrington Arterial Road, to name a few. Under the 2022-23 budget, the New South Wales Government is investing $3.2 billion over 4 years to upgrade the Great Western Highway between Katoomba and Lithgow, although I note the new federal Labor government is walking away fast from Canberra's commitment there. $600 million has been invested in the M4 smart motorway upgrade, creating the first smart motorway in New South Wales, and $280 million has been invested to upgrade the Prospect Highway. 16 urban roads in Western Sydney have been upgraded to ease congestion under the $300 million Urban Roads Pinch Point program. And of course, the New South Wales Government has invested over $15 billion in a 33-kilometre WestConnex motorway connecting the M4 and M5, creating a job-stimulating road and freight network in Western and South-Western Sydney. In public transport, 7 bus priority infrastructure program projects have been completed in Western Sydney. $6.4 billion has been invested in delivering the 24-kilometre Sydney Metro, connecting suburbs between Westmead and the CBD, and creating 10,000 direct new jobs and 70,000 indirect jobs along the way. Together with the Australian Government, $11 billion has been invested in the Sydney Metro Western Sydney Airport line, connecting Nancy Bird Walton Airport to the Aerotropolis and the rest of Sydney. The New South Wales Government is building the $2.4 billion Parramatta Light Rail, creating almost 5,000 jobs and delivering a more livable and vibrant central river city. We're not just building new rail links, we're also upgrading the trains that run on the existing network, or we would be if Labor would pull their union mates into line and the new safe intercity fleets sitting rusting in dust in the rail yards blackballed by those opposite could perform. But since 2021, all 41 new Waratah Series 2 trains have been operational across the Sydney rail network, including on the T2 Inner West and Leppington lines. These trains are maintained in Western Sydney at the Auburn Maintenance Centre. In education, 37 new schools have been or are being built across Western Sydney, along with 79 additional schools receiving substantial upgrades. Western Sydney is not just about transport, schools and hospitals. We love our sports, with a new stadium at Parramatta and the planned rebuild of the Penrith Stadium underway. And turning to the arts, the $840 million new Powerhouse Museum at Parramatta will deliver cultural investment to the heart of Western Sydney for the first time in its history. Finally, West Invest, the $5 billion fund delivering the transformational infrastructure to Western Sydney, is rolling out across the region. $5 billion delivered by the Liberals National Government through asset recycling and privatisation benefits that those opposite have opposed. Mr President, I'm born and bred in Western Sydney. I live there today and I work there as the Parliamentary Secretary for Western Sydney. Some say Western Sydney's never had it so good. There's some merit in that, as I have shown in this speech, but I say the best days for Western Sydney are ahead of us, thanks to the Liberal National Party government's love affair with the region.